guys, it's Dr. Drake 63, and today I'm going to take a look at doing some changes to a new set of stocks that I purchased. These particular stocks are from Hogue. I usually get my wooden stocks from Altamont or other sources. On this particular firearm, I decided to try something a little bit different. And I like the palm swell on a 44 Magnum. Definitely want to fill your hand on something like this, especially on a 4-inch. So made the decision to give these a try. Now, I knew kind of going into it that there were two things I didn't like about them. I liked the shape, I liked the palm swell, but I did not like how slick and glossy the finish was, number one. But I knew that I liked them better than Hogue's Smith & Wesson, which were standard at that time. Smith & Wesson monogrip. Just didn't like it. It just had a hollow feeling when you held the firearm. I don't like that, especially on a heavier load. So I definitely wanted something that was more solid, and these fit the bill. I like the fit on these pretty well, but I don't like how slick they are, and I also wouldn't mind them having a little bit different color, so we're going to refinish them. And if there's one thing I have, it's the stuff you need to do that. I've got a whole plethora of stains, finishes, steel wool, you name it, that I use for various projects. And we're gonna see about transforming these into something that is a little bit less glossy, because I don't really like something that glossy on an already extremely high shine type of firearm. And number two, it just needs to be a little bit more tacky. And would a finger groove scenario have been better for this? I don't like those. Talked about that. Would a checkered grip been a better scenario for this? Maybe. But we're going to take what we have and see if we can make it more like what we want. Stay tuned. So after about 15 minutes of sanding with a 5-grit sandpaper, you can see here now that we've got the lacquer off, which, like I said, was just too high a shine, and now we're gonna get this to a color that I like. I like the grain on these grips. Stocks, as they're also called. You can see here we talked about this being a round butt end frame, and there you go, right there. Instead of going straight down and having like that angled off look, it's got that look. Well, I love easy jobs, and this sure is one. Really like the way that the red, this is called Sidonia red, really like the way that this brings out this natural grain on this wood very much. This was easy, guys. I mean, this was wipe stain, apply one coat with a paper towel, wipe it down real good, and it's looking that fine. So there wasn't a heavy lack or anything beforehand. So what we'll do is we'll let that sit for a bit and get nice and dry, which won't take long in today's super dry -3 weather where I live. And then we'll go ahead and start putting some tung oil on it. And what that's going to do, besides protect it, it's also going to introduce just a tad bit of tackiness to this. It's not going to be as smooth, which is what I like, but you can see already what this looks like, which is what I was going for. Less brown, more of a deeper reddish brown kind of color, and I like that a lot. And just like that, there you go. May not appear to be more than a subtle difference to some, but I am someone who likes, like I said, the redder kind of color. And what I used was this product, Minwax Sedona Red 222. I actually purchased this number of years ago to use to refinish the stock on a Mosin Nagant. But simple. This took very little time, and the fact that this doesn't have checkered grooves or anything like that, and it made it real super quick and easy to sand this down and refinish it. I just put one coat of the tung oil on this, and that's really all I needed. In fact, you can actually go without any tung oil on that. And this is going to need to obviously interact with the oils in my hands a little bit to not be quite as slippery. But I like it. I like the look. And like I said, with the palm swell on a 44 Magnum, definitely want to be able to get as much of this grip filling your hand as possible. This thing, I know Smith & Wesson throws these on a lot of their firearms. And they sell a ton of these, talking about Hogue, but it's such a hollow feeling. It just felt like I was hanging on to a toy or something. And like I said, I'm not a finger groove guy. I will let you know after I shoot whether I recommend this particular set of stocks from Hogue. I really love the way that these particular stocks, grips, whatever you want to call them, look now on this model 629, which is a 44 Magnum. Here you see above, here's a model 686, which is in 357. And just looking at the fact that, you know, at least for me, the look that I really like with stainless is something like you see here with this color, which we identified as Sedona red. Here's a little bit deeper, richer color coming. These are Altamont stocks with the basket weave. Just wanted to try something different. I might end up at some point getting a set of stocks like that for this 44, but I don't know if you can, how well you can see this, but this has a palm swell. And for hanging on to something, firing a powerful 44 load, might come in handy. This is very nice and thin, which I like on this 357. I just don't consider 357 as being a round that has a lot of recoil. Whereas with the 44, you're going to feel it for sure. Getting more and more into the stainless. I love a nice blue job like we have here on this 586. No question about it. But the thing about it is, see my reflection in it right there. The thing about it is that you get a little scratch on this, whatever, and it's going to stay. You really can't buff it out. Whereas you get a scratched up, you know, whether it's holster wear, whether it's just normal use, with a stainless type of scenario, you can polish that down, buff it down real good. I like the Flitz product, as you've seen. But there we go, guys. Couple of combat magnums. I love 6-inch revolvers for sure, for accuracy, but in terms of portability, gotta have to say that these combat magnum size firearms are the stuff. And just to show you that I'm not either a brand or caliber junkie, I don't care if we're talking 38s. I don't care if we're talking 357s. Here we're looking at the Colt Trooper Mark III. I don't care if we're talking 44 Magnum. Love 4-inch barrels. But anyway, this is Dr. Drake 63. As always, thanks for watching.